Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. So I just got off a call with Rob and Josh from Cornucopias, and I'm going to play that interview for you now in a minute. We go through everything that has happened with Cornucopias since we spoke last, everything that's going on right now, and what is to come fairly soon. The big questions like when and everything like that. We go through all of that. And at the end, they also gave me 2 NFTs to give away. So 2 of their upcoming vehicles to give away to people watching. So for one of them, I'll give you the details on that towards the end of this video, and the other one we'll give away over on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you check out my profile, and for retweeting this video, I'll pick a random user and give away one there. For the one for this video, make sure and check out the details towards the end of this video. Let's jump into it. Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. A special one today. Have the guys from Cornucopias back on, Rob and Josh. Been on the channel a few times now at this point, but it's been a while since we caught up. So here to find out what is the latest on Cornucopias. Guys, very welcome and thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
No worries. So look, I'm sure most people watching this know who you guys are and what Cornucopias is, but for people that don't, can you give the quick introduction and then we'll get into what's happened since we last talked?
Quick update on what we've been up to.
What is Cornucopias, just in case there is anyone watching who hasn't heard of you guys before, and then we'll move into what's been happening.
Sure. Cornucopias is a MMORPG game, and we have a variety of different lands that you can explore and travel around in your NFT vehicles or your free in-game vehicle, or use in-game transportation to go to these different bubbles, which are basically giant encased pieces of land that are above the earth. And each one has a curated experience that we're creating for those of you for the players. So for one example, the racing game is something that we are very, very close to launching real soon. So that's one experience that you could have, which is Toledo Valley and the Toledo Valley Raceway. Another one would be Solace, going into Solace and exploring around, building up your land and your properties within there. And then also we'll have custom domes where you can create, where we empower the community to create and add their own content. And that's going to be incredibly powerful too, but that's later in the development of what we're doing.
Nice. I think that covers it. Well, what's been happening since we last talked? So I've seen Copi Cafe. I've seen a lot of leaks over the last while of walkthroughs. I see you're at that stage now, and I'm hoping to get my walkthrough fairly soon. That will be a follow-up video to this one. Anyone who watches this in maybe 2-3 weeks, there will hopefully be a link down below of me walking through. But can you give people an update on what's been happening in the last probably 3-4 months?
Yeah, the last 3-4 months have just been a grind, everybody. And it's been kind of an accelerating grind. Everybody's getting exhausted at this point. We're trying to really move this to launch our racing game. And when I say racing game, we're launching Cornucopias with special access to the racing dome, Toledo Valley. And I say it in that way because we want to emphasize that it's so much more than just racing. Cornucopias is going to be a large world with a variety of things to experience, which is something that's really powerful. And it's one of the most unique things about having these domes above the earth that give us the ability to create a broad spectrum of experiences for the gamers. But yeah, we've been really heads down building racing. We've been working on the physics. We've been redoing the vehicle details, prepping all the vehicles. We've been just recently this week, we've got our brand new character system, which has been completely redone I mean, the team is saying that it's better than most AAA projects out there. Like, our characters look amazing now. So it's a whole new upgrade to the system, and we had to build it and put a lot of work in that, because basically we're trying to set it up for the next phase, which is going to be the avatar builder, which isn't that far away. Maybe that's 2 or 3 months, somewhere around there, depending upon how things unfold. It's really hard to give a timeline on anything, but yeah, so heads down, trying to prep the tracks, the entire thing, building out the metaverse aspect of Toledo Valley, which you might have seen some of the videos we've done, walkthroughs of the metaverse area of Toledo Valley to be testing multiplayer and all sorts of different things. So yeah, just there's a lot. There's so much that goes into it. We've been building out the desktop launcher, and that's in its final stages. We're so very close. There's all sorts of problems you get to when you're working on that last 5%. You think you're mostly done, and then you're working on that last 5% to get across the finish line. But we're really there with we've been building the player account. We launched that. Next is the desktop launcher that might even come out to the public this week for testing. And then obviously we'll be unfolding the game very, very soon as well.
Okay, lots going on so with the project, and anyone who doesn't follow Copi Cafe, I will leave a link to that down below. That's your own YouTube channel where it's something I've seen some other projects take up the trend since. I think you're one of the first ones I've seen doing it, doing a weekly video updating on what's going on, and I'm really liking the leaks lately of the gameplay and walking through to let us know. It's a bit of a tease not being able to do it, but being able to see it is a good start. And I suppose the big question on lots of people is when. I know it's a very hard one to answer, but when walkthrough and then when racing?
Very, very soon. I hesitate to give you an exact date because we as a team have just defined those for ourselves, but I want to see how things go because it's very soon. But what we're going to do, what I will say is that we're going to open up the metaverse element of it, the Toledo Outer first, and then from there shortly after we'll open up the racing. So we're really close to doing both of those. I would say I'd like to say within a month. I hate to put a timeline because we've run into a lot of issues. We've delayed this multiple times already, so it's like foot in mouth. But the reality is, guys, there's just so much that goes into building a game of this quality, and we don't want to release something that's not ready. And even though we're going in very gradual phases, we're going to release to a small group of people very soon. But like the brand that we're building, we want to create the right impression on the market when we enter, and so it's very important to us.
Yeah, I suppose you get one launch, you get one chance at launching, and if it's a bad impression people get first, it's very hard to change that. So step by step.
Song right now.
Sorry,
I'm singing it in my head.
One shot when opportunity knocks. Eminem, I know. Yeah,
it's past 9 o'clock in Ireland and the UK. Rob, are you ready to sing, or that's for another night?
He's always ready.
That's usually Friday nights as the night goes on. Yeah, a few Guinnesses and then karaoke. Yeah,
I think we got you on a stream or on a recording there a while back one night, and we got a few little leaks out that we weren't meant to get because you'd had the few Guinness in, which is good. We'll have to try that again.
To be fair, I did come on your show. I did pop back from the pub. Yeah, you just reminded me of that.
So in terms of the vehicles, you have another upcoming mint. Do you want to talk about that, what it is, or why another? I've seen some questions around why another vehicle mint from Cornucopias. Can you, I suppose, first talk about what it is, the T3, what it is and when it's happening, and then we'll get into the other ones.
Rob, you do the T3 and then I'll do the Y.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the T3 by Valley Raceworks is it's a really fast vehicle that players will be able to own. So with Web3, you get the ability to actually own your own assets, which means you can race them. The full history is stored on the blockchain for anyone to see what it was like from day one. And then when you get fed up with playing it or whatever, you can go and sell or trade it to other people. But in our game, we have 3 different classes of vehicles. So far we have Class A, Class B, and Class C. And Class A, which the T3 is the fastest so far. Now, Class C, people already have the bubble jets, and those are, they're not really that much slower, but they're very much more maneuverable. And then Class B is a little less controllable, so you need more skill to play them. And then Class A so far is the fastest, which is the T3, which during testing you kind of need Jedi mind tricks to be able to control it with our tracks, but that's why we test. But yeah, the T3 is nicely tuned now, and it's a really exhilarating ride. As you drive, you actually go through the sound barrier, and you'll see that on one of our previous videos that we launched, and then you'll see these effects come up. They have all kinds of air brakes. They have real world physics and dynamics that are built into them. You'll see that our programmers really they understand the physics of flying, and all these flying vehicles have rockets on the back of them. So I mean, we could kind of say that the guys are rocket scientists, but yeah, it's really amazing to watch them fly against each other. And yeah, I cannot wait for the Cornucopias Racing League, which is just around the corner, where all the different classes will be able to race each other. And there'll all be all kinds of different rewards coming out of that. And that'll be a really exciting time for the project. I think I'll hand over to Josh to tell you the reason why we have these vehicles.
Sure. Yeah. So I think the gist of the question was why so many vehicles, why so many mints. You know, that I've seen a good amount of that from the community, and the reality is, I think that because of this NFT community that has grown in crypto, it grew primarily as NFTs with PFP, type NFT projects. That's the existing paradigm, is that you mint 10,000 and it's only 10,000 a year, and that's what it is. And then you build community around that, and you offer various utilities and perks, and you gamify it somewhat, and you have fun and you grow your community. The reality though is that we're a game, and that's tremendously different. The utility is you're using these assets in our game. So the utility is really strong. But with a game, the main question is, like, to you guys, the community, how many people do you want to be a part of our project? For those of you that are really involved with Cornucopias, what do you want? Do you want 50,000 people in our community, or do you want millions? Because we're going for millions. And if you look at traditional games, in the traditional gaming space, a lot of these projects, they have over 100 vehicles, that they sell over time. And what that does is it gives people this is what the traditional gamers expect. They want content. They want variety. They want choice, the power of choice. And so all of these things are incredibly important, not to even mention the racing classes. So, like, obviously we've got to have enough vehicles in each class so that there's a variety that you can race in each vehicle class. So to really make it competitive, you need multiple classes, because some people can operate really high speed vehicles and some people are going to struggle with those more. And it just depends upon where you're at as a racer. This brings in the variety and allows you to level up and do all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, that's the reasoning there. So yeah, we're going to be doing vehicle mints from now. There's one coming up just tomorrow. It's going to be starting tomorrow and then goes into Wednesday. But then we'll be doing them soon after that again. And there's going to be a limited amount with each. That's important to know. We're not going to do unlimited vehicle amounts of each type. There's going to be a limited offering. And so if you want it, participate. If you don't, then, don't. It's that sort of thing.
Okay, yeah, I suppose there is differences between NFT projects that do one mint and just have a limited amount, and lots of people get into them for the potential price that they could be in the future, where a lot of the vehicles, what you really want is you want people to use them. They're not just something people buy and hope to sell later at a higher price. You want them to get involved in the game, and to do that, they need some of the NFTs. Although there will be a free car for people, or a free racing vehicle, will there, for people who don't have
Absolutely.
an NFT?
Yeah. This is a free-to-play game, so we will. The T1 will be our vehicle, and we have a T1 in each class as well. That's a free vehicle, so we want anyone to be able to play for sure.
And just a few questions just on racing and vehicles just that come up there. The different classes, you talked about that in the last Copi Cafe, so we won't get too deep into that now, but can different classes race each other? So I have a bubble jet, I have a javelin, and I'll hopefully have a T3 after the next mint. Can they race each other, or does a javelin have to race a javelin, or how does that work?
Well,
yeah, I mean the vehicles race each other in their classes. So the bubble jet will be able to race the Astro 4, for example.
yeah, so whatever's in the A class will race the A class.
But in the future, we might have a mode where every vehicle will be able to race every vehicle, and depending on the tracks, you know, those ones that hit the top speed, that might be more suitable for them. But yeah, the competitive side of it will keep the vehicles in the different classes.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. And the vehicles then, are they all the same spec? It's just down to the racer skills, or can previous wins in a race enhance the speed or the agility of a vehicle, or are they all standard?
The specs for each vehicle are quite varied. So the speeds will be different, the handling will be different, but a previous record is not going to necessarily help you to.
Well, I was kind of meaning on say the T3. Will all T3s be the exact same spec, or will some of them be a different spec?
They will all be the same spec of the same vehicle in the same class. There'll be a kind of different range. So one might be quicker at accelerating, the other might have a faster top speed, but they'll be in a range, and then there'll be different ranges in the different classes.
Okay, so then it comes
different vehicles to suit your racing style.
Yeah, and then it comes down to the driver's skill, I suppose, to get the most out of it. And I'm looking forward to being able to hopefully live stream some of them when they go live. I've seen a few people out there like to challenge, ye two included. Once I get a bit of practice in, I'm sure you will have more practice before we do. So that's something I'm looking forward to. And damage as well, and repairs on vehicles. Is damage possible, or what happens there if I crash out in a race? Is the vehicle dead, or can it be fixed?
That's actually something that we have significant systems developed for wear and tear on the vehicles, and issues that occur. So we've developed our own proprietary system for what happens to a vehicle, the way it looks over time as it's racing and having accidents and whatever may occur. But there's also some interesting things happening if the accident is incredibly tragic. You might not wake up in the same place. There's some interesting things that we're going to do there to make it a little bit more fun, but the NFT still remains sound. You'll be able to use the vehicle again. It just might need to go into the shop for some maintenance.
Yeah, not all some of the vehicles are dedicated to racing, but a lot of them are also useful for when you're actually flying around the metaverse. So if the bubble jet, for example, has storage space, which increases your capacity to hold things while you're playing the game. But if you use that bubble jet and you get into a few scrapes while you're racing, then whatever damage that you have, that damage will follow you into the game. So you'll be riding a scratched up vehicle. And yeah, these vehicles will need fueling. So there'll be various ways to get the fuel. You'll be able to get fuel with in-game currency. The game will be mainly task and challenge driven. So by doing those tasks and challenges, you'll be getting all kinds of different rewards, and some of those will be fuel. Some of those will be repair kits. And then we will have staking your vehicle, and that will also return to your fuel and other kinds of rewards. So
Which we've mentioned the staking for fuel quite a long time ago. Yeah. And that's something we've had in the works for a while. That's definitely, we're trying to, determine exactly how we want to roll that out right now, but that's definitely going to be an option.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So if I was going away, I could stake the vehicle to have it fully fueled up when I come back, maybe, or I suppose you
Sure, you could do that, but also I think I don't want to get into the details. I don't think we necessarily have to have it staking and unusable. I think you could stake it and still be using it. Potentially, we're just not sure of the details, so I don't want to go too far into that.
Yeah,
just
someone will hold you to it if
there's
you,
a good amount of the tech we got to figure out on it.
I mean, we can kind of hint at some of it because they are held in a Cardano based wallet, and there are stake pools within the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay, so people can read into that how they want, and you're not committing to anything. So we've talked about the first up will be the walkthrough that people will be able to go in and walk around the metaverse, and then racing. And in terms of people I bought land and bought custom domes. Is that later this year or next year, or when might we get a look at taking our own land and starting to build?
It's again one of those things that scares me, the when question. There's a lot of complexity. I'll say this, that we are itching, that the team has been working somewhat in parallel during all of the racing on continuing Solace development and Esperanza. So things are happening there without a doubt. And we really want to get that going as quickly as possible. That is also true. It's just how the speed to which we can get that ready to launch and do the land claims that we're not sure yet. There's a lot that goes into it, but we're aiming for as quickly as we can. I would say early part of next year, if I had to guess.
I think what I'd say about that is, we've never stopped working on Solace. We're now working on Solace 2 as well. But Solace is this huge 8 kilometers by 8 kilometer world. And, there's multiple of those. So that takes a lot of testing and it takes a lot of building. And we're working on the task system and the explorations as well. And what the front part of racing of Clido Valley is the kind of Las Vegas resort that gives us the opportunity to test big elements that are going into Solace and Esperanza, but in a little small test bed. But not only that, to test it with the public. So as you're playing and testing the racing game, when you're in the resort, you will be performing tasks and all kinds of different functions of fishing and mining, all the key elements that are in this big world of Solace, they will be found in small sprinkles within the resort. So building by agile, it means that you're actually getting your hands on a glimpse of Solace as one of the attractions is there. But knowing that all that is directly going to be transposed into Solace.
Yeah, I suppose just as you're talking there, some things that come to mind was when you were walking through the cave in the leaks on Copi Cafe, the detail that was there, things like that probably translate. And even the water, I was really impressed with that, and walking through the water and the effects on that you had, which can be used in other parts of the game. And you done all of that type of stuff yourselves. You didn't use stock images or stock, I can't think what they're called
No. Yeah, store-bought assets or marketplace-bought assets. No, everything's 100% unique, created by us.
And those assets that you see, those trees and those caves, those are taken from Solace. So those are the same assets that you will see in Solace. That's why we call that whole attraction a glimpse of Solace. And when you enter into that attraction, you see this hologram that opens up, and that hologram is 100% miniaturized version of the Solace map itself.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I actually remember you walking on top of that.
Though not necessarily final, so don't start planning your land plot grabs just yet. But that is exactly what it is.
So anything else? The main things I wanted to find out was when or what's been happening, what's next, and booking in my demo for walking through, which hopefully we'll have fairly soon. But anything else that we haven't kind of touched on that has happened in the last while, or that you guys are looking forward to in the next few months?
Well, you just talked about it a little bit. So we've been doing you know, leading up to the sale, and we stopped doing it, but we were doing gameplay leaks. And the reason we stopped doing is it just took too much time away from multiple team members to prep just for the gameplay leaks. And it's like, all right, the community wants the game. They want to play. When game? When can we play? So we decided, all right, let's just let go of the marketing leak. We gave them a few tastes. I think we put 4 or 5 gameplay leak videos out there where we toured the Toledo outer area. We did the Glimpse of Solace, where we showed the hologram that Rob was talking about. We did a water leak, which was really cool, that showed our water technology inside the Glimpse of Solace. We did a tower leak where they go up to the top of the tower and they look down on Earth, and it's just amazing what you could see from there. And so all sorts of different stuff. We got on the monorail with one. We got on the air cars with another, where the sky cars, they take you through the metaverse outer area. So yeah, all of those were really cool, and you could see those in the Copi cafes. But yeah, that enabled us to test multiplayer. So we had 6 people in at one time from all over the world without lag. That's pretty powerful, and it was still at 60 frames per second for each of them. So that's cool, as long as you're on the right equipment. And we have really good specs for the equipment requirements for this. It's just it's actually right where Fortnite's at, or a little bit better. You can have less of a powerful machine than you do for Fortnite, to play Fortnite on your PC. So we're right in there with the right quality and system specs. We're proud of that too. But yeah, those gameplay videos were a lot of work, and it's really cool that we were able to showcase that to the community. But obviously we want to get this in the community's hands. They can't wait at this point. So that's where we're at. Right now we're just all the little last minute details that are coming together. We're trying to get this thing live, and we're really, really close. So
nice. Rob, anything you're looking forward to for coming up next for Cornucopias?
Yeah, we have a couple of public meetings. We're going to the Denver, Colorado conference in October, in August, sorry. And at that event, we'll probably have 7 or 8 team members there. We'll have a couple of versions of the game, so people will come over and be able to race against each other. So that was really a great event last year. So we have that event, and we're gonna obviously add a few extra special touches that you won't see in testing. So a few leaks at the event, and then the following month, September, we will be in Las Vegas, and again we'll be at the whole conference with other Cardano based projects, and again we will have a few more leaks there, and it's another great meet and greet. So it's a good opportunity for the team to get direct feedback from the public, and it's a good opportunity for us to chat with other projects, and it's just that both of those events last year were really special for us, and we're going to make sure that they're even more special this year.
Yeah, I think one of the highlights for people from NFTCon last year was, or CNFTCon, was being able to race when they were there, being able to race as part of the game. And I think Walk Around Solace, they were able to do as well. I know it's been rebranded this year at the conference, but it's great to hear that you are getting out there and meeting people and getting that vital feedback from the end users. So that covers the questions that I have for now. If you guys don't have anything else, then we will wrap it up, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. A good chat.
Good. For any of you watching, if you haven't registered to Mint, in our Mint that starts tomorrow, Tuesday, the 11th starts, but that if you're not registered yet, you won't participate in that part of it, because that's a tier 1 access. You have to buy a pass to do that. But the remainder of the Mint will continue on Wednesday, the 12th. So not far away, but there is some setup required. So if you haven't bought an NFT from us before, you'll need to go into our Discord, get connected, get set up. You'll also go to nft.cornucopias.io, and it'll walk you through the setup process there as well. But yeah, it's It's going to be fun, and you know, that'll also prepare you to be ready for the racing game, which is coming soon.
Nice. Yeah, I'll leave all them links down below. And I think you guys have a video walking through how to register and everything. So I will set that up. One thing we didn't mention as well was the player accounts is now available for people to go in and create. So I'll leave a link to that one down below. I know that's not been used for this mint, but will that be used for future mints and I suppose being a part of the game?
Yeah. Eventually, we're going to have that all under one umbrella and integrated and working well. But for the time being, the player account and setting up to play the game is one link, and then the NFT marketplace is another one. But we'll definitely get that all under one umbrella when we're ready.
They're both under our main domain. They're just different subdomains.
Yeah, I can get all them links down below. Look, guys, I know you're busy with everything that's going on, so I do appreciate your time and coming on to give some updates on what's happening. Anyone watching, please do share it out to let others know what's been happening with Cornucopias and what is to come. And make sure you subscribe for future videos on Cardano and Cornucopias. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Alrighty.
Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully you got some value from this and now are up to date with everything that is happening with Cornucopias. Really looking forward to that walkthrough, which should hopefully happen in the next week or two, and I will post that on the channel too. For the NFT that they have given me to give away with this video, the T3 vehicle, then what you need to do is give this video a like, share it out if you can, that really does help. Put in the comments down below, put in T3, and then put in what is your favorite Cornucopias vehicle, the color, the make, whatever you want to do, put it in down below, and I'll pick a random user from that towards the end of the week. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, share it out. I do appreciate it. Talk to you soon.